Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in this episode today, I am talking about how to lower your A1c. Yes, you want to improve that number. The thing about the A1c is that it puts you at risk for diabetes, kidney and heart disease, as well as strokes. So whether you are trying to manage your diabetes or you're trying to avoid from being at risk for diabetes, I'm going to share information on how you can lower your blood glucose levels. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the inside. Hey fam, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in this episode, I am talking about how you can improve and lower your A1c. Now, if you have a high A1c or you are trying to avoid from having a high A1c, and that is a wonderful thing because having a high A1c leads to diabetes, kidney disease, heart disease, as well as strokes. So like I said, whether you're trying to manage it or avoid it altogether, you do want to know what can be done in order to either avoid it or lower it. Either way, this information is going to be helpful to you. And let me say this, because this podcast is based on and built on 6 principles that I shared from day one. And what I want you to know that almost everything that I share relating to your health and wellness are going to be based around these 6 principles. And even in this episode, you're going to see at least 4 of the 6 principles, and you will see a minimum of 3 to 4 in almost every podcast that I record, because those are principles, and if you follow the principles, then they are guaranteed to work. Okay, so when I say that they're a principle, I want to give you an example of what I mean that they will work. Okay, if you take a fish out of water, and the water being the principle to the fish is not going to live if it's not in water. So the principle to the fish is the water. A plant will not live and grow without soil if it's a tree or a plant that goes into the ground, because the soil is to the plant, it's the principle. Okay, the soil is the principle. So in order for the plant to continue to live and grow and flourish, it has to be in the soil. So that's how these principles are. If you apply these principles, they're guaranteed to work. If you put the fish in the water, the fish is going to live. If you put the plant in the soil, the plant is going to live. So that's what these principles are, and that's what I need you to understand. And that's why I always say you will never get away from them, because these are the principles to good health. These 6 principles are the keys to good health. So you're going to find some of them in this episode as well. Now, you want to lower your A1c, or if you want to keep yourself from being at risk, because the main thing, if you don't have kidney disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, or had a stroke, then you should definitely want to avoid. You want to avoid these diseases, okay? And here's how you can better manage or avoid the risk of having the diseases, okay? So if you want to better manage or avoid the risk, then if you follow these things, I can guarantee you, because they're principles, I can guarantee you that they will work, okay? Exercise. Physical activity helps you use insulin more efficiently, so it can process the glucose in your body, okay? So the more active you are, the more efficient the process will happen for your blood glucose to do what it's supposed to do. That's the reason why physical activity is important. Consistent exercise can lower your blood glucose and improve your A1c. I mean, for real, seriously, it can and it will. Okay? It also helps you to reduce the risk of the heart disease and the strokes. That's why physical activity is so important. If you can shoot for 30 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week. Again, I just mentioned it in the last broadcast. If you walk outside your door and you walk in any direction for 15 minutes and you come back, you've just walked 30 minutes. 15 minutes in one direction, 15 minutes back, and you've just walked 30 minutes. If you can do that at least 5 days a week, I can guarantee you that your blood flow will help. The exercise will help the blood flow. Okay? So, please, please, please get in at least a minimum of 30 minutes. You can walk 30 minutes. You can walk outside the door and walk 15 minutes and come back. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. So, yes, exercise is the number one thing. Here is the second pillar, eating right. Okay? You have to go easy on the sweets, the sugary beverages, the white bread, the potatoes, the pasta, the starchy vegetables, and all the other carbohydrate-rich foods that increase your blood level, your blood sugar levels. Okay? You have to go easy on sweets, sugary beverages, white bread, potatoes, pasta, starchy vegetables, and other carbohydrate-rich foods as they increase your blood sugar levels. So instead of, opt out for those foods and eat the foods that's high in fiber, eat plenty of vegetables, plenty of fruits, and small servings of lean meat and poultry, and low-fat milk or cheese. Okay? Your diet will have to change in order for you to either lower or reduce the risk. Let me say that again. Your diet will have to change in order to lower or reduce the risk. Let me say this. There's no other way around it. You can take all the medication in the world, and I'm telling you, this right here is what's going to help you the most. It's what you put on your fork that is what's killing you, okay? It's what you're putting on your fork is what's killing you. Okay, here's the next thing. Quality of sleep. Told you can't get away from these principles, man. You cannot get away from them. I don't care how hard you try. I don't care what you do. I don't care how fit you are. These principles are going to last until the end of the world. I give you my word on that. Quality of sleep. You should aim for a minimum of 7 hours. Minimum. And I know most people don't even come close to that. I know some people only get like 3-4 hours a night. Let me tell you something. You are putting yourself at risk for so many diseases because sleep is important. Not just to mention Alzheimer's, but heart disease, strokes, high blood pressure, high A1c, obesity. Yes, obesity. So that's why sleep is so important. Minimum of 7 hours. If you can get more, hey, get it. 7 to 9 hours is the recommended amount of sleep that we should be getting every night. Anything less than that is making a huge impact on not just our bodies, but it also helps to regulate the blood sugar. That's another reason why sleep is so important. I know people just say, oh, it's just sleep. No. While your body is resting in the rest position, your body is going through a process. It's going through a process, and everything that it needs to do, does it while we're asleep. So that's the reason why sleep is so important. And yes, it needs time. It needs a minimum of 7 hours in order to go through that whole process. It has a whole checklist of things. And in order to get through that checklist, it needs time. I mean, it goes from your head, from your brain, to your eyes, to your ears, to your nose, all the way down your body. All those things are being regulated while we are sleeping. Here's another one, managing your stress levels. Stress can cause your body to have and behave in flight or fight mode, okay? When we come under attack, our bodies automatically go into fight or flight response. And with that process right there, the body starts to store up energy in the form of glucose and fat. Now, I'm not a scientist and I can't tell you exactly how that works, but according to studies, when our body is under attack, it just automatically goes into fight or flight mode. But what you need to understand, that while it's in that mode, it's storing up energy from glucose and fat. Okay, so over time, this can increase your A1c level. To reduce the stress, you need to make time for relaxation, spend time with the people that you love, do things that you enjoy, whether it's going out for a nice brisk walk early in the morning, hearing the sounds of nature, whether it's deep breathing, whether it's, dancing or gardening or journaling, whatever that is for you to relieve stress, that is what you need to do. I always recommend mindful meditation and relaxation techniques, okay? Especially deep breathing exercises. It definitely helps you to relieve your stress. So, that's my recommendation, definitely, to manage your stress, okay? Here's another thing. Stick to a schedule, stick to a routine, because, our bodies get used to a certain thing at a certain time. It's just like, at 8 o'clock, let me take that back. At 7:15 every night, my body knows it's my wind down time. I don't have to, I have an alarm set. My phone just goes off automatically. But I don't necessarily need that because my body lets me know that it's 7:15. I know it automatically. So when 17 rolls around, I automatically know this is my wind down time. It's time to wind down from the day. And it's time for me to start getting myself to de-stress myself so that I can start to relax my mind and my body. So that is a schedule for me. I do that every night, 7 days a week. 7:15 is my wind down time. Everything is shut off. I don't talk to nobody on the phone. I don't do any more work. I shut everything down. So whatever didn't get done by 7:15, it will not get done until the next day. Okay? But stick to a routine. Stick to your schedule, because it helps you to manage your A1c. Because so when I say stick to a schedule, it's like my body knows in the morning time that it's time for me to eat. Okay, it's just like my body knows when it's time for a snack. My body knows because it has a schedule. Okay, so when you have a schedule, especially when it comes to your eating, and of course, if you have diabetes, or if you have the blood glucose levels start to drop too low, then that it's like, okay, I didn't eat anything, or I need to eat. Okay, but what you don't want to do is that you don't want to overeat. Okay, and you don't want to cause your blood sugar to spike either. Okay, so plan to eat a well-balanced meal and snacks throughout the day. Healthy snacks. Let me say that. Healthy snacks, okay? Definitely fruit or some raw vegetables. Raw vegetables are always a good thing, okay? Now, here's another thing, and I can't, speak from experience on this. I can, kind of speak from just only doing my research. If you have been prescribed medication, then I would tell you to take the prescribed medication. And while you're taking the prescribed medication, don't just take the prescribed medication thinking it's going to fix the problem. Now, if you want to eliminate your diabetes or your high glucose, then what you would have to do is you would have to, follow certain steps in order to be able to do that. And that's my recommendation, is to follow those 6 principles in order to eliminate the diabetes or the high A1c. And you still take your medication. Don't get me wrong, still take your medication. But I don't want it to be where you're depending on that to eliminate your diabetes or to lower your A1c. Okay. I want you to, while you're still taking the medication, I still want you to watch what you're eating. I still need you to exercise. Okay. I still need you to manage your stress levels. I still need you to get your sleep. I still need you to do all those things, even though you are taking the medication, because those things are going to help you to get off of the medication. Now, if your goal is to get off, then if you follow these steps that I'm giving you, I can guarantee you, yes, it will take time. I'm not saying if you start them this week and then by next week you're going to see. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, yes, it will take time, but you have to stay on the schedule of doing those things and doing them consistently. Then you can see results, because the goal should be for you is to have a good A1c number, to eliminate diabetes, eliminate obesity, and this is how you do it with these principles. Okay. Now, here's another thing. Drink in moderation, because, I think, I know beer has a lot of calories, and I know that liquor has a lot of calories, but it also affects your blood sugar, okay? Especially if you haven't eaten anything, so if you, have a problem with your blood sugar levels and you want to go out drinking, make sure you eat something, but, do it in moderation. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I had a glass of wine yesterday. It was my anniversary. Had a glass of wine, and it hadn't had one in, I don't know, 5-6 months. But do it in moderation. And I'm not saying you got to do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I'm talking about me. But do it in moderation. Even when it comes to beer or wine or liquor, do it in moderation, because those beverages do have a lot of calories in them, okay? And here's something else that you definitely will need to do on a daily, is to monitor your numbers, okay? If you've been diagnosed with diabetes or pre-diabetes, I would say it's important to check your blood level, your blood glucose level. I think you should do that very often, okay? As often as your doctor recommends. Because what you want to do is you want to prevent your blood levels from spiking or dropping, either or, because both of them could be dangerous. So your doctor will keep a close eye on your A1c levels to ensure that the current treatment plan is treating your condition. But what you want to do, like I said, you want to follow those 6 principles. If you can get some physical activity in, at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week. If you can eat right and cut out the white bread, the potatoes, the pasta, the starchy vegetables, and the carbohydrate, the food is high in carbohydrates, and eat more fiber, fruits and vegetables, and small servings of lean meat and poultry, and even low-fat milk and cheese. Get your quality sleep, a minimum of 7 hours to 9 hours, so that your body can go through its regimen of doing what it needs to do so that it can regenerate and replenish itself. Manage that stress. That's going to be really important, because if your body goes into fight or flight mode, you're storing up. You're storing up in your body, and that's not what you want to do. Okay, stick to your routine, stick to your schedule, try to eat at the same time every day, try to go for your walks or whatever activity that you have, whether it's dancing, swimming, biking, walking, whatever it is. Try to stick with the routine. Schedule your activity for the same time of the day. Eat at the same time of the day. Have your snacks at the same time of the day, because your body is going to be used to that. Take your prescribed medication with the goal in mind that you are going to do all those other things so that you can eliminate the medication, because that should be your goal. Your goal should be eliminating the medication. And if you stick with these 6 principles, I can guarantee you that you will eliminate them. You will eliminate those diseases that you have following those 6 principles. And again, drink in moderation, please. Okay? Drink in moderation and monitor your numbers. That's going to be really important that you monitor your numbers so that way you can see what they're doing. I know that you're going to at least go to the doctor every 3 months. If in fact you're pre-diabetic or you're diabetic, the doctor's going to want to see you every 3 months. He wants to kind of, or she wants to kind of keep a eye on your numbers. But what I can tell you is here's a challenge for you. And if you don't believe me, try it, because I want you to come back and tell me that what I said was true. You go and get your numbers tested. You're going to go back in 3 months. What I want you to do for 3 months, for 90 days, I want you to walk for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. I want you to increase your fruits, fiber, vegetables, and small servings of lean meat. I want you to work on getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I want you to manage your stress level. I want you to stick to your schedule. I want you to take the prescribed medication, drink in moderation, and monitor your numbers, okay? If you can do those things, especially the pillars, if you can get your quality of sleep, if you can eat right and you can exercise, if you can do those things right there and manage your stress, I can guarantee you when you go back to the doctor after those 90 days that your numbers are going to be lower. And if I'm lying, call me and let me know. Okay, I'll put my phone number in the chat, and you can call me and tell me that I lied and it didn't work. But I'm here to tell you I know it works because it's still working for me. The reason why my A1c, the reason why I'm maintaining good healthy weight is because of my sleep, the water that I'm getting, that I'm drinking every day, the foods that I'm eating, the exercise that I'm getting in. Those are the things that's helping me to maintain a good, healthy lifestyle. So if you can do those things, I can guarantee you. And the thing is that if you are on medication of any kind, it doesn't matter whether it's for diabetes or high blood pressure, any type of medication, here's what I need you to do. I need you to make sure that you are drinking extra water, okay? Because what you want to do is with that extra water is your body's going to need it, because a lot of that stuff is, a lot of those medications is affecting your other organs. And what you want to do is you want to be able to flush out any toxins that don't belong in your body, and that extra water will do that. So if you're on medication, please, please, please drink some extra water, okay? Hey, that's what I have for you today. I hope this episode has added value to your life. Thank you for joining me here on Thriving After 50, Mind, Body, Soul. But before I get out of here, I got to give a shout out to my listeners here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia Federation, Mexico, Belgium, Ireland, South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany, France, Bangladesh, Ukraine, Kuwait, India, and Hong Kong. And my list is still growing, and I'm so happy about that. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for listening. If this podcast has been a benefit to you, please subscribe to my channel, follow me, and share it with someone who it may be a benefit to as well. I appreciate you so much. And remember, knowledge applied is power. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the next level.